Hey guys, I'm just filling out the first page that wasn't in focus when I started this sequence. Oh, that one's neat. I'm also building a background file on Pinterest, just of inspiration and different things that I want for backgrounds. Very eclectic tastes, so that's the thing. Okay, I've talked enough. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about, it's nothing to do with backgrounds, but you might get some little tips here and there in this video, just because I ramble. Anyway, when I was in high school, I wanted to be an animator, 100%. I wanted to be an animator, my dreams of going to Sheridan, aspirations and dreams of going to Sheridan College to get into their animation program and be a famous animator and, the whole story and deal and shebang. Anyway, so what happened, and this is always fun to talk about, I had a guidance counselor that was basically in charge of me and my future and everything and counseling me through different stuff. So I was in one of my classes, I think it was sewing class or something like that, and my teacher gave me this notice and she gave it to me a day late, which really sucked because that notice was for me to go and sit in on the Sheridan College talk that they had at my school. They brought the different colleges in, and that was the one I wanted to go to, and I had signed up, and my teacher didn't give me my pass to go. She's like, oh, I found this in my mailbox, and here, Megan, you're supposed to go to the guidance counselor, but she didn't read the date on it, and she gave it to me on the wrong day. My teacher's a dick. Anyway, she was a dick. Thank God I'm no longer at that school. Anyways, I'm not even in school right now. Anyway. So I go down to the guidance office and she's like, oh, this was for yesterday. You missed the whole session. Here's what they said. And then she basically told me that my grades weren't good enough because my classes I was taking weren't good enough because I needed to take all university courses, which is bullshit, especially when you want to get into art. And I was taking actually the proper courses for it. But then she said, well, my nephew wasn't ever good enough to get into Sheridan, so do you really think that you're going to be good enough? And choose a different fucking career. Choose a different career. You're never going to get into animation. That's a pipe dream. You're never going to really make it as an artist, so just you're never going to be good enough, essentially, is what she said. Because her nephew wasn't good enough, I wasn't going to be good enough. And that's pretty devastating when you're 16 years old, you have this dream to be whatever your dream is, and then you get told by an adult that is supposed to counsel you, you'll never do it, you're not good enough. And she didn't even know what kind of art I drew. That was the bitch. She didn't even know my skill level, and she devastated me. So I decided to go into fine art, and then it ended up that I got into an animation school, but it was through hard work, and it was through taking that horrible situation and just saying, fuck it, I want to be an artist and I'm going to do art. And I'm going to draw and I'm going to go and get into a different type of school. So it took me a couple of years in fine art, floundering, realizing I don't want to do this. This isn't really the type of artwork I want to do. But it did take me a couple of years, and then I finally got into the animation school. But I did a lot of drawing, and I never stopped drawing. And it could have been that I stopped drawing at that point because I was told I wasn't good enough, but I didn't, because art was my passion and I wasn't giving that up. I was really upset. I spent the rest of the entire day crying. I couldn't even go to class because I was so fucking upset. And my one art teacher's like, Megan, what's wrong? And I was like, because I had art after I had this like home ec sewing class thing that I was doing. And I like explained everything to her, and she's like, no, you're good enough. You keep working on what you're doing, and you keep doing things. And that woman that was the guidance counselor should never have ever been in that position. She was in the wrong fucking job, because you don't ever fucking tell people that they're not good enough to do something when you know nothing about them. Rant done. Anyway, so the moral of my story is never give up on your dreams because someone doesn't believe in you, because they're your dreams, and you never know what kind of aspirations and what level you'll get at if you stop doing your art and stop trying. There are horrible people out there that are just miserable, and they're like, if you play video games, which I don't really play a lot of, it's like you have your little bosses that you have to defeat. People like that are like a mid-range boss that are just there to kind of deter you from your path, and they're shitty people. Anyway, so I just want anyone who's younger and in high school and deciding on what kind of colleges they're going to, and if you're not getting great advice from your counselors and you have people like that in your life that don't believe in you, just keep drawing and just keep working on what you're doing, and you will get there. It might take you a while, but you will get there. So don't ever give up on your dreams, and don't give up on never give up on your art. You don't get better at art by giving up. You get better at art by putting pencil and pen to paper and drawing and figuring out and researching and looking at artists that you love and trying to figure out how they do things. And like, if I can help you guys out in any way, if any of you are applying to art school and you want like some tips on portfolios, let me know. I am here to help. I've been through it all. I've done it all. Like, I've had experiences that would scare the shit out of some people because my school didn't pay attention to where they were sending me. That's another thing. My school put me, there was a guy that was trying to do an internship program, and he was this independent fellow, and he went to my school to get artists, and he collected artists. So I went out and I met him, and I luckily had my own car. The place I was to go to wasn't an office or in like a business area. It was in a suburban home basement that this man was renting, and it was like a 1-bedroom bachelor basement that he's like, this is where we're going to be working. And I was like, what? Like, I was this young girl going into this strange neighborhood, and my fucking school didn't even research where I was going before they sent me for the internship. So I find the interview went really bad because the entire time he was like, your artwork, I don't like it, but it's going to sell my books. So yeah, I want you on board. And I was just like, are you telling me that you think my artwork's shit, but the only reason that you want me is because I'm going to sell your book? I almost told him to fuck off right there. So I got in my car after the interview was done, and my knuckles were white on the steering wheel. Like, I was so angry. So the next day I emailed him. After like a huge vent session with my friends, I emailed this guy and I was like, I'm sorry, you know, I have to pay for my school. You didn't really tell me if this was a paid internship, and I'm like, I have to make X amount of dollars to be able to go to school. And I said, like, I can't do this. And he like went off on me saying I was so unprofessional and I wasted his time. And actually I gave him a really professional email. So I took all my emails and like wrote out, like basically did notes and recorded the entire situation, went to talk to the dean of my school who sent me there, the same dean that used to talk about the other students in my class to me, which was fantastic, let me tell you. I went to her and I was like, this is what happened. And I'm like, I handled the situation as professionally as I could. And I don't think it's right that this guy is like trying to lambaste me. And I explained the whole situation and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We didn't look into this further. And I'm like, why didn't you? You're sending your students off. You're sending a single female student off to go see strange men in the middle of frickin' Etobicoke. Like, that's not known to be a great place. So, anyways, always know where you're going. Always tell people where you're going. And if you ever end up in a situation like that, make sure that you have a cell phone and a way out. Like, you make sure you bring your own car. Luckily, I had a car. Like, I was borrowing my parents' car, but holy crap. That was just like... That was the most scary situation I've ever been in. And I want you guys to know about these things because sometimes if you have a gut instinct about someone, like when I met this guy, I should have just said, no, I'm not interested in the internship, because my gut instinct was to run when I met him. And like, it was trust your gut and don't get in situations like that. Like, people are going to try and take advantage of you as an art student and as an artist, because they are going to give you the whole, it's exposure and you will get noticed and you will have this. Exposure doesn't mean shit. You can get your own exposure online. You can create all kinds of social media sites. Instagram is wonderful. There's Tumblr, there's DeviantArt, there's all kinds of professional websites that you can get noticed and get jobs on. So don't ever buy into that bullshit of, oh, you'll get exposure. Yeah. Doesn't fucking fly with me. I'm sorry. I'm very protective of people. Anyway, so these are my sad sob stories of sadness, but hopefully you guys learn from them. Again, never give up on your art, never give up on yourselves. Always keep drawing. And if you are going into college or university at any point soon and you would like a portfolio review or some tips on portfolio, please let me know, because I will be very happy to help. All right, I will end this at 12 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't. That would be wonderful. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy this long-winded speech about inspiration and not getting beat down. And if you have any questions or suggestions for videos, please let me know in the comments. Thanks, guys.